Long ago, in a peaceful valley nestled between two sacred hills, lived a humble farmer named Baraka. His days were quiet, spent tending his crops, listening to the wind, and talking to the earth. But he had one treasure that shone brighter than all others: his daughter, Malaika. Malaika's beauty was the kind that made time pause. Her skin glowed like river clay warmed by the sun. Her eyes shimmered like stars reflecting on still water. And her laughter could lift sorrow from a heart. But it wasn't just her beauty. Malaika had a quiet wisdom beyond her years. She helped the old, listened to the young, and carried kindness in her hands like water in a calabash, never spilling, always full. As she grew, so did her legend. People came from nearby villages just to catch a glimpse of her at the market, to hear her sing during the moon dances, or to watch her feed the birds with gentle fingers. Elders whispered, "That girl has the spirit of the ancestors in her eyes." Young men dreamed of her, and mothers wished for her as a daughter-in-law. One dry season, as the mango trees blossomed early and the winds changed direction, 3 suitors came to Baraka's doorstep. They were no ordinary men. Each came from a powerful and respected family. The first, Tano, was the son of the wealthiest landowner. He arrived on a cart pulled by 2 white oxen, bearing baskets of rice, bolts of fine cloth, gold bangles, and jars of palm oil. "Your daughter," he said, "deserves comfort. With me, she will live like a queen." A second, Zuberi, was a fearsome warrior's son. Clad in lion hide, with scars across his arms and a spear carved from ebony wood. He said, "I will protect Malaika with my life. No harm shall ever reach her shadow." The third, Sefu, was the son of a merchant who had sailed across deserts and seas. He brought silk scarves from faraway lands, perfumes made of crushed flowers, and scrolls with stories written in scripts no villager could read. "Malaika deserves the world," he said, "and I bring it to her feet." Baraka was overwhelmed. All 3 men were strong, wealthy, and sincere. Yet choosing one meant offending the other 2. And with their powerful families, any wrong move could stir conflict. He could not sleep for many nights. He walked beneath the stars and prayed to his ancestors for wisdom. Then, one morning, he woke with an idea. Strange, risky, but perhaps the only way. He called Malaika to him. Looking into her curious eyes, he said, "Daughter, I ask you to trust me. For 7 days, you will stay in the old stone room. You will not be alone. A female dog and a black cat will stay with you. You must not leave until I return." Malaika, though puzzled, nodded. She trusted her father deeply. With nothing but a few cloths and a small calabash of water, she entered the stone room. The door was shut behind her. Outside, the village murmured. "Baraka has lost his senses," they said. "Locking his daughter away? With animals?
but Baraka said nothing. Inside the room, Malaika sat quietly. The dog, a strong brown, circled once and lay near her feet. The female dog stayed curled near the corner. The cat stared with golden eyes, tail twitching.
At first, the animals ignored her. Malaika hummed softly, sang old songs her mother used to sing, and shared her food. Over time, the dog began to respond, wagging his tail, lying beside her, nudging her hand. The female dog watched her every move and slowly mimicked her posture. The cat crept closer, always silent, always watching. On the third night, Malaika dreamed of running through tall grass on 4 legs.
On the 5th, she dreamt of leaping onto roofs. By the 6th day, the animals no longer seemed like animals. They moved with a strange familiarity, as if trying to become something else, something human. When Baraka returned on the 8th morning and opened the door, he gasped. Standing before him were 3 identical girls. Same face, same voice, same scent, all calling him father. Baraka's knees trembled. He stepped back in fear and awe. "What sorcery is this?" he cried. "Which one is my Malaika?" But none could answer. The girls looked at each other in silence.
The news spread like wildfire. Elders came, diviners were summoned. Even the priestess from across the hills came and chanted under moonlight. No one could tell who the real girl was. In despair, Baraka decided each suitor would marry one Malaika. And so it was done. Tano married the first. Zuberi took the second. Sefu took the third. All 3 weddings were held on the same day, under the same sky, with music and feast. But Baraka's heart was heavy. Time passed. A season of rain, a season of harvest. And one day, Baraka decided to visit each daughter. At Tano's home, the first Malaika lived in a grand house. But something was wrong. She argued with the servants, barked at neighbors, threw dishes when angry, and grew jealous if attention shifted from her. Tano's parents whispered she acts like a dog, territorial, loud, always on edge. Baraka said nothing. He hugged her, though she barely looked at him, and went on his way. At Zuberi's home, the second Malaika was strange. She was quiet, always watching, always calculating. She moved through the house like a shadow, never sharing meals, never laughing. Her in-laws murmured, "She is like a cat. She keeps secrets. She sleeps in the day and disappears at night." Again, Baraka said nothing. He left with a bowed head. Finally, he reached Sefu's home. There, the third Malaika greeted him with a wide smile. She ran into his arms, kissed his hands, and asked about the farm, the birds, the hills. Children clung to her legs. The neighbors waved when she passed. Sefu said, "Your daughter brings music to our silence. Even the air is sweeter when she walks through the house. Baraka wept with joy. That night, he called all 3 daughters to the great baobab tree, the tree of truth and memory. He looked at each and said, ... One of you is my blood. One of you learned from her. One of you only watched her. I do not seek blame. I seek truth. The first stepped forward. I was the female dog, she said, voice trembling. I admired Malaika's strength. I tried to be her, but my soul still growls when I'm afraid. I love forcefully, but I do not know peace. The second nodded. I was the cat. I observed from shadows. I copied her grace, but I do not feel as she does. My love is sharp. My silence is deep. The third knelt before Baraka. Father, I am your daughter, but I have changed. Living with the dog, I learned to defend myself. Living with the cat, I learned to watch and think. I returned with more than I had, but I am still me, only deeper, fuller. Baraka closed his eyes and let the wind touch his face. Then he said to the village, we are all 3, dog, cat, and soul. We protect like dogs. We watch like cats. But we choose who we become. He embraced all 3. He gave land near the goats. Protect what is yours. Guard well. To the cat, he gave the village school. Teach the children riddles, songs, and quiet wisdom. To his true daughter, he said, return to your home, Malaika. You are ready now, not just to be a wife, but a woman full of spirit. And from that day, no one ever questioned who Malaika was again. Moral of the story: you are not only born with a face, but with choices. Your spirit is shaped by what you live through and who you choose to be.